One thing around the holidays that you'll often find are TV Christmas specials that play throughout the season. Whether that be original movies made for the holiday or TV shows doing their own Christmas twist on things. What's up, Danksters? Thanks for tuning into a brand new video, a brand new holiday video. I can't believe Christmas is already creeping around the corner. And growing up in my house, it was always a tradition that in the living room on the TV would always have a Christmas special playing throughout the entirety of the day. A Christmas Story, Home Alone, Jingle All the Way, the many Rankin Bass films, just to name a few. And I'm glad too, looking back, because it really enhanced the Christmas spirit just having those movies on in the background. And while the movies are great and there were tons of Christmas movies I watch, I'm actually going to save that for a later time. Today I actually want to talk about a lot of Christmas TV shows. I mean, I'm talking about the ones that would air on Cartoon Network, on Disney Channel, on Nickelodeon. Every time around this year they were always adding a bumper to every commercial they would add, and you could see a random Nickelodeon or cartoon character do something Christmassy around this time. Besides the exception of one, that's pretty much going to be it. No movies on this list. I'm specifically going to be talking about TV show Christmas specials. Now, if I were to go over every single Christmas TV special, we would be here for quite a long time. So I picked out a few that I want to talk about today, and those are the ones that we'll be discussing. To start off, we are going to start with the exception to that rule, starting with the Rankin Bass film Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Every year at my dad's house, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer would be playing on his TV, and it's just such a magical Christmas movie to me that I can't really imagine a holiday without Rudolph. Being one of those early stop-motion movies, it definitely has a lot of charm to it. The whole vibe of Christmas really is in this movie, and it's portrayed really well here. One of the biggest things about this movie are the puppets, because this movie was completely stop motion, and it's just really cool to see. I love the puppet-based animation here. Rankin Bass was actually known for this style of animation. While they did do traditional 2D animation, the puppets is mostly where all their big movies went to. And Rudolph is no exception. This movie looks absolutely fantastic. I love this movie to pieces. It's a nice film where the message is that it's okay to be yourself despite everyone's differences. And while I personally don't think the story gets much deeper than that message, I have to say the music is actually pretty solid in this film. Like the song Misfit, which I'm sure you've heard of, everyone's heard of. This movie is really old. It came out in the 60s, so yeah, definitely I'm pretty sure you've heard of the song. We're a couple of misfits. We're a couple of misfits. Now, while Rankin Bass had a lot of other Christmas movies, and all of them were really good, I will always go back to Rudolph because I find Rudolph to be the most charming. And I just happen to like it more. I'm sure there's an argument in the comments somewhere where we can debate what's the best Rankin Bass film, but hey, that's just my opinion. Another Christmas classic, another special that I remember growing up is the Charlie Brown Christmas special. I don't know if there was multiple of these, but the one I remember is the one we're going to be discussing. This special touches on the seasonal depression that a lot of us normally get around this time of year. So in this special, it's Christmas time, and Charlie Brown doesn't really get the appeal of Christmas, and understanding that leaves him feeling depressed.
I just don't understand Christmas, I guess. I like getting presents and sending Christmas cards and decorating trees and all that, but I'm still not happy.
While that does sound drab, and it is a little bit, and the special does touch on a lot of emotions like this, there are a lot of great moments here as well. I mean, of course, there's Charlie Brown getting the iconic tree for the first time, the ending where all the kids get together and decorate the tree, and Linus's speech. And not to mention the soundtrack, which really ties this whole thing together. The soundtrack here is just fantastic, with a lot of great Christmas songs that get you in the spirit. Like Rudolph, in my eyes, the Charlie Brown Christmas special is an absolute Christmas classic, and you should definitely watch it. You know, when it comes to Christmas specials, Garfield also threw his hat in the ring. And the Garfield Christmas special from the Garfield and Friends TV show is one of the best Christmas specials in the Garfield franchise. And one of the things I do love about it is that it's a pretty laid-back episode and a pretty laid-back Christmas special, but honestly a Christmas special that feels like a real-life Christmas. And what I mean by that is that there's no heroes, there's no villains, it's simply just a story of John Arbuckle taking Garfield and Odie to go spend Christmas with his folks. It starts with John waking up Garfield just to let him know that Christmas will be happening over at John's family this year. Garfield, obviously not happy and doesn't like it, has no choice, so he has to do it regardless. After a nice original song with Garfield and John duetting, the gang eventually arrive at his parents' house. And from here, it just turns into a family enjoying Christmas together. There's touching moments, there's good laughs. It's just a story of the Arbuckles enjoying Christmas together. It's a very good special to have in the background while you have folks over, I have to say. The animation is really good here. I always loved how Garfield and friends look, but this animation still holds up to this day. The 80s cartoon was literally just one of the best. I'm a huge Sonic fan, so I think it's only appropriate that I talk about Sonic's Christmas Blast. Come on, you know if there's a Sonic thing, I want to find a way to bring it up. You know I'm going to find a way to bring it up. Now, a weird thing about Sonic Christmas Blast is that it's part of the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon. Why is that weird? Because this wasn't actually a part of the original run. Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog ended, and then 2 years later they decided to pump out a Christmas special for it. I don't know why, but I'm grateful we got one. First of all, the theme song has been tweaked slightly to have a Christmas theme to it, you know, to really separate it from the other episodes. So Robotnik has made a fake Santa to announce that he's retiring and will be giving all of his work over to Robotnik. Instead of Santa going around and giving presents, people would then go to Robotnik to give them their presents to him. So Sonic, on his way to get Sally a gift, stumbled upon this plan and has to put a stop to it. And after some great next level interrogation, Sonic finds out where the real Santa is hidden at, which happens to be an ice cave. And bringing Santa back to the North Pole, it turns out Robotnik Claus has stolen all the presents. However, because of Sonic's ring that Princess Sally gave him at the end of last year, he has the ability to go max velocity, but has to complete some challenges in order to do so first. And after doing each challenge one by one, there happens to only be a couple minutes left before Christmas morning. However, Sonic unlocks
of ultimate velocity, supersonicness, and extreme speed,
and with that steals all the presents back from Robotnik and makes Christmas happen for all the boys and girls around the planet. And I mean just a matter of minutes before Christmas morning happened, Sonic single-handedly delivered every single present to every boy and girl on the planet before sunrise. That is literally some next level speed. Overall, this is just a really fun Christmas special to watch. The animation here is way better than the show. If I remember correctly, I don't remember the show being animated this well, but holy shit, Christmas Blast looks just downright amazing at some points, and the animation is really fluid. It actually took me off guard a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. It's a bit corny, but if you can get over that, it's a good watch for the holidays. Now, while I know it's not really a TV show special, this is still something I wanted to add, and since Sonic is the topic here at the moment, I felt it fitting. So for the third movie, they did a little promotion. They made a quick 2-minute Christmas short. And it's even in the same style as the Rankin Bass films, which is just really cool. I just think this is something really awesome that Paramount and the Sonic movie team put together, and it definitely carries that old Rankin Bass charm they were going for.
You chose the wrong hedgehog. He can't even teleport.
Well, if he can teleport, why did he have to steal my sleigh?
Now, in between movies, DreamWorks would often make Christmas specials for their franchises. I have two of them here. I have Merry Madagascar and I have Donkey's Christmas Shrek-tacular. Both of these Christmas specials were released by DreamWorks. So these two are officially canon to their franchises. I'm going to start with Donkey's Christmas Shrek-tacular because it's the shorter one of the two. Literally, it's like 5 minutes long. Taking place sometime after the fourth movie, it's mostly just a short where all the main characters are celebrating Christmas together. Dancing, singing, making jokes, all those fun things. A couple of different Christmas songs do play, however they have Shrek lyrics to them instead. All the actors come back to reprise their roles, so that's good, even though it is just for this little 5-minute thing. I guess this is literally just a fun little Christmas short. Now there are some extra bonus features added to this DVD, like there is a Yule log that you can find, and that has like 30 minutes worth of content right there, but overall, that's pretty much it for Donkey's Christmas Shrek-tacular. However, Merry Madagascar is more on trend with actually being a Christmas special, being a little bit longer, clocking in at 22 minutes. And I want to thank Templitor for writing your name on my copy. So it starts off with the gang trying to get off the island when, out of happen chance, Santa then crashes into them onto the island. When they find Santa, it turns out that he completely forgets who he is and what he was doing. So it's up to the Madagascar crew to become Santa and deliver all the children's presents. They figure in doing so, they could end up getting back home after all the presents were delivered. However, after doing so, it turns out there was only enough gas to do only that and make it back to the island. So they have a choice to make whether they finished Christmas or just go back to New York. Deciding to finish up Christmas and doing what's right, they end up being stuck back on the island for the setup of the second movie. So that's what I have of the DreamWorks Christmas specials, and I know there are more out there, and they decided to dip their toes in it. And I have to say, while being short, these are pretty good Christmas specials, and I think they're on YouTube, so you can just look them up there. Now, I can't bring up Christmas specials without talking about the SpongeBob Christmas special. Now, every year, this would play on Nickelodeon, and I would make sure I would catch it. Sometimes it would play just all throughout the month, and hey, I didn't care. I'm a huge SpongeBob fan, so more the merrier. Bikini Bottom is about to celebrate their first Christmas ever. Singing and decorating the whole town, you can definitely tell everyone is excited. Besides Squidward, of course. Well, when the time arrives, Santa actually doesn't come, making everyone around take it to heart. SpongeBob especially, who is just absolutely destroyed by it. Squidward, taking note of this, takes no time to rub it in SpongeBob's face that nothing happened after all. Where then SpongeBob then gives Squidward his Christmas present because when everyone else got a Christmas present, he didn't want Squidward to feel left out. Seeing this changes Squidward's mind from being a complete asshole, and he decides to dress up as Santa and give everybody in Bikini Bottom one item. Doing so makes the entire town happy, including the real Santa Claus, who stops by to give Squidward a special thanks. This is a really cute special overall. I am a huge fan of SpongeBob, so it just kind of hits in all the right places, you know. And that song they sing, it's shaping up to be a wonderful holiday. Absolutely Christmas classic, bro. And also, that song is like one of the most iconic SpongeBob songs out there. I just find this a really fun Christmas special, and man, that live Santa bit at the end like fucking cracks me up every time I see it. So, Christmas is all about sharing, and in favor of that, I will be sharing the floor, if you will. I asked my good buddy, Officer Meanie, to talk about his favorite Christmas special. So, take it away, Meanie.
Santa Claus is Coming to Town is basically Batman Begins for Kris Kringle. It's an origin story that answers every question you ever had about Santa. Like why he wears the red suit, how the reindeers can fly. It even answers questions nobody ever asked. That ho 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 laugh? That's Santa, I shit you not, doing an impression of a seal. So I guess in that respect it's more like Solo's Star Wars story. Santa began life as a doorstep baby, and he's eventually taken in by a family of elves. Said elves have an unnatural compulsion to make toys. They don't actually do anything with the toys, so their house gets progressively more cluttered. When Kris grows up, he learns the truth. You guys are basically hoarders. This is a true psychological problem. But since people didn't believe in therapy back then, he decides to circumvent the problem by giving the toys away. Now across the mountain, there's a place called Sombertown, and the mayor of Sombertown, Burgermeister, steps on a Lego and decides to outlaw all toys. It's basically the plot of Footloose. The second this happens, Kris shows up with a packed Amazon truck and he's like, who wants toys? All the Sombertown children are like, that Ginger's giving away free shit. Now, this is where the film shows its age, because Kris starts singing a song about, if you sit on my lap and give me a kiss, I'll hand you a present. Like it's innocent because we know he becomes Santa Claus, but in real life, that guy wouldn't be allowed 50 feet from the schoolyard. The mayor sees all the kids playing with their presents and he's like, what did I say? My foot still hurts from that Lego. So he burns all the free shit right in front of them. The kids start writing letters to Kris. They're like, dude, it was really awesome you gave us stuff for no reason. If you could do that again, we'd really appreciate it. So Santa sends a message with their hot school teacher. He's like, tell the kids to leave their doors unlocked so I can sneak in the middle of the night. Once again, he's every parent's worst nightmare. But the kids get their toys, and Burgermeister gets pissed. He's like, that's it. I'm gonna send my soldiers to inspect every inch of their houses. And if there's one toy, I'll arrest the whole family. Now, when you watch as an adult, you're like, oh my god, they're Nazis. Kris Kringle becomes a wanted man. So he grows a beard and changes his name to Santa Claus. The entire Santa Claus myth is essentially about a criminal evading authorities. From that point forward, he makes it his mission to endorse consumerism, and just generally complicate the whole don't talk to strangers argument. I joke, but this special is a lot of fun. The origin of Santa Claus is inherently a good idea. Plus, I'm a sucker for stop motion, and the Rankin Bass did it beautifully. So if you want a break from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Glory Hog, give this one a shot. Merry Christmas, Stormy.
Well, Danksters, we certainly talked about quite a few Christmas specials today. And yeah, there are tons and tons of more Christmas specials for me to talk about, but maybe I'll do a part 2 next year. And I know I didn't even touch upon any of the movies out there, you know, so we got all that fun stuff to tackle next year. It is always a treat for me this time of year to go back and rewatch some of these classics, as I'm sure a lot of you guys do out there as well. We all have those 1 or 2 that we watch. While not being a must-watch for me, I did find myself watching the Home Alone movies again, and those were really cool. They still hold up relatively well to this day, and I would recommend those as well. There you go, a little tacked on movie at the end. Well, Danksters, that is going to do it for me today. Remember, my socials are in the description down below. Please go follow them. You don't have to, but if you want to, that'd be really cool, you know? Can I get you to hit that subscribe button down there and the bell for post notifications, because I wouldn't want you to miss a single video of mine, and it would mean the world to me. Also, while you're down there is a couple links down in my description if you'd be so kindly to either look at or join. First of all is my Discord. I have that link down there. You can join. I'm trying to create a little community there, so if you want to join, you want to pop in, you want to say hi to me, the link is down there. Feel free to do so. And also down there is my Patreon, where if you want to, you don't have to, you can donate $1 to me and I will put it back into this channel. It's just something a little extra for me to have, and if you guys want more quality content like this, I would love to give it to you. So it's just something optional, you don't have to do it. Well guys, after this, the Christmas special is coming up, so I gotta go get ready for that. You guys have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Just remember, you're not going to get this kind of content anywhere else, and you want to know why? Because that's the Dankers difference.